Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the test account and we're getting some of these arcane wands out of here. So this is for the Ghoulish gallery. Now overall guys, we're going to go in this video through some pros and cons that we're seeing within the Ghoulish gallery. Overall, these staffs are really expensive. So to get one of these staffs, if you're buying them out of the store, they're pretty expensive. And I'm thinking the trade-off, because when you look here guys, it is 300 for each of these. And now we have the wands in here, we have the cores in here, we have the Temple of Time cards, we also do have the baits in here. But the diamonds haven't increased in the amount that we're getting on a daily basis. So this is a pretty expensive item to buy to get the artifacts that we want out of there, or the collections that we get out of there. And it looks like there's kind of a minimal impact when you go into the gallery when it comes to the summons. But if you want to get some of the best in slot items in there, it seems like you're going to have these wands to go ahead and do the summons. Now, you can do this 7 times. You can see right here, it's a really cool game mode. One thing about doing it 7 times is it does take a considerable amount of time every time you're running through this. So going through here, if you get a good team, which I'm yet to get a good team, but if you're going through here and you actually do get a good team, it seems like you have the ability to go through and actually make some progression. The first time I went through it, I went through, I believe, 10 floors. Second time I went through there, I only went through, I believe, 3 or 4 because of the team. Now, in addition, if you look at the artifact, we can go ahead. It's already equipped by another hero. Equipping that collection will take it off of Saurus. So that means you're going to have to make every single one of these for every single hero. Now you put that into kind of the multitude factor, the multiplication factor. When you look at some game modes, if you are going to have to require those specific artifacts within, let's say, the Cursed Realm, for instance, looking at our leaderboard, and we'll just pick the first player right here, is there's 6 teams in here. There's 7 teams in the Treasure Scramble. If you're looking to build out those artifacts for the new heroes, you are talking exponentially years to get this done, as we do get new heroes. Now, coupled with that is not only the time factor that other heroes cannot use the artifact. The other problem that we see with the Ghoulish gallery is, one, they are very, very unique with the skills that you get up. So it's random with the skills that your artifact is going to pick up. And again, I'll go back and look at the one that we had over there on the one that we had in the Warriors, the first one that I picked up. So it is very unique to the collections abilities, what you actually earn through the game mode. Now, we've also seen one of the major cons with this is a lot of players have actually gotten things within this collection ability that do not and cannot apply to the class specific heroes, such as Magical Pierce or Physical Pierce, depending on the game mode, where there's no heroes available in the classification to use Magical Pierce, yet Magical Pierce is one of the collection's abilities. I know Lilith right now is looking into that and kind of looking for a way to somewhat streamline this. And you can also see, guys, skill level 1 will placed in the phase version. We don't know how far they're going to take these skill levels to go ahead and kind of build these. Now, I don't know if we can recycle this or exactly what it's going to do when we do the recycling in there. Now, a lot of players were also noticing that within the bag, you can see this little spot right here. So we have miscellaneous, we have gear, we have this is no items, because this one is actually for the new artifacts that we do have. And then here is the all, what it looks like they took away our furniture tab. This actually used to be the furniture tab, and now it is not the furniture tab. So let me hop in here. Let me remove this one, and I want to see if that one is going to pop out. After removing a collection, you'll be unable to equip the new collection for 24 hours. Diamonds can remove the duration. If you're looking to switch artifacts when you're actually playing AFK Arena, that's kind of silly. So let's go ahead and gear it. It is going to charge us 100 diamonds to skip the 24-hour wait. So again, when you think of game modes, when you look at multiple game modes, trying to go through here and swap your artifacts around. So if I'm doing the Cursed Realm, then the Nightmare Corridor, then the Treasure Scramble, getting everything set in a multitude of game modes, I can't switch the artifacts that I have, which again is a big, big hurdle for me without spending additional diamonds. That is something that needs to be removed in its entirety because that's going to be super, super difficult. And again, as you're farming these out and as you're going through and building these, you can batch select a couple different things. But looking at these again, they're going to be very difficult to go through and get a multitude of these. It's going to be hard. And I think I picked up one here for Oden. So we got it to level 7. But again, looking here, even looking at full erosion is a green. Then we have blue. Of course, we have a couple purples, orange, and then one red, which again, not exactly sure. I think this was a 6. Skill level took it to a 7. But overall, this is not going to be very effective at all because it is very, very low level. And that's because of the very bad or the very bad run that I got. And I think the skill level is actually this. So the skill level +1, this is what gives us the additional skill level. Let me remove this. I know there's going to be a timer again, but I'm just kind of thinking this through. Is right here, we do not possess the skill level 1. While in phase version, when the holder deals critical strike damage, the phase inflicts additional damage equal to 30%. So we don't have the additional skill level in here. This one, because of the +1 skill level, we did get this second piece of skill level, but essentially we got crappy collection abilities, where this one we got really good collection abilities, but we do not have the additional skill level. So again, that means that I'm going to have to run that again to try to get the build on the artifact that I want. It's not like you can push the building or the collection into one specific area, ensuring that you're going to running through here, get the collection or get the one that you do want to get. Now the rewards, of course, going through here, they just need to fix this up a little bit. But even looking at getting these, and I'm not even sure how many floors are in here, because this says, I believe, completing the Ghoulish gallery X amount of times, which again, we can't really see in there. But getting these arcane staffs, of course, doing the draw in here gives you a little bit more of an ability to stock up in the wish list and what you specifically want in here, versus just randomly drawing them like we are. But now, there are a couple other things right here. Draw 7 times to customize a totem. Again, it's hard because if you're using a totem in here, so if we're using one of these totems, we don't know exactly what we're going to get for heroes. Not knowing what we're going to get for heroes means that you could actually just go through, use, your 3 best totems, and then get absolutely nothing out of there because you get a really crappy selection of heroes and a really RNG crappy selection of the heroes that you can actually build up. Also have to pay special attention, guys, when you're going through here to what these totems actually do. When winning a battle and obtaining abilities of legendary or higher during an expiration of tank collections. So this is specifically only for the tank, and I really want to focus on that, guys. It is you have to be looking for a tank relic to use this totem. So again, it kind of goes hand in hand. You have a 10% chance of acquiring additional replicas of such abilities, which means that we can get them to that legendary or that mythic tier, the orange or the red, when you're leveling these up based on there. Now looking here, when there's a 10% chance to switch the ability attack, full attack, physical pierce. So this again is going to allow this to level up higher. Now, when winning a battle, obtaining the elite or lower, I would not put this because we're building a tanking relic on here. We do not want to. And then, of course, obtain 1 skill level at the end of exploration. That's what I use to get Oden's artifact up to that 2nd skill level. And again, we don't know if there's going to be more than 1 skill level at a certain point. What I wish we could do, and again, my thought is starting the collection, I wish I could choose the current one that I have. For instance, I already built out the Shadow Dancer. I wish I could choose the Shadow Dancer, and in an attempt to go in there, let's say I could lock some of the collection abilities in there and I could replace the other collection abilities that I have in there. I think that would be a really cool addition or an update to this to make it a little bit easier. And then, of course, looking at our 2 tanks, they're kind of interesting with both of them because, again, looking at this, after entering the battle, the holder stops time for 3 seconds the first time they receive damage. During this time, only the holder can move. So that means only your tank is going to move. So the defensive tanks, not really going to make a big difference in there. But I'm thinking tanks like the Awakened version of Shmira, that could have a really big difference. And then, of course, you're going to have to fill one of those slot levels with this skill level slot. If you're even looking at having the ability to use this skill level 1, one of your totems are automatically going to be taken. Now looking at this one, every 8 seconds, the enemy hero with the highest attack is prioritized as a target. 10% of the maximum health is stolen and converted into a shield, the holder shield. So again, thinking of an awakened version of Shamira, this is going to be a really strong one to do in here. Remaining shield is converted back into health. Then, of course, when the shield is active, the target's attack and defense rating are reduced by 20% on each. Again, that seems pretty good, but it might be situational. PvP, I feel like these are going to make a really big difference. And there's a couple of these that have a lot of effectiveness. I would prioritize personally, again, looking at the pros within here, I would prioritize some of these that are going to yield a lot more damage or crowd control long before I would look at doing some of the tank ones in here. Again, just kind of based on the build, looking at what we have as the best in slot damage dealers in a lot of different game modes, making sure that you build those out first, because essentially by building those out, you're going to take the highest damage dealers, you're going to amplify the damage they're doing higher with putting some of these artifacts like the Shadow Dancer behind them, allowing them, so I mean a boost to attack speed and a boost to crit rating. That is going to be huge for some of our heroes, but even thinking of the case of like our Liberta and exactly where he is going to be, this could make a big difference when it comes to the immunity. But again, boss fights, this isn't going to make a difference at all. Now, this one could for the Trader's Vault or looking at some of the damage dealer artifacts. Now, of course, he can't wear any of the other ones, but they're going to have to change a couple things in here, guys. We are really going to have to change up a couple of these. And of course, this is only the North Zone collection, so there's a lot more coming. New events, rewards, enemies, and unions. It's going to be interesting to see. But guys, let me know the pros and cons, what you're thinking with this Ghoulish gallery and exactly how you like it. And as always, thank you guys for watching.